Hi, this is Freedom from Condo Planet. I want to welcome you to another episode of our video series on condos for rent in Mississauga. Today I want to talk to you about getting your paperwork ready to rent a condo. Nothing can be more frustrating than investing the time and energy in finding the condo of your dreams and losing it to someone else just because you didn't have your paperwork in good order. Unfortunately, this is precisely what happens to so many people who are searching for condos. We tend to underestimate the amount of competition there is. Condos do move fast, and the one that you end up liking is likely the one that others will like too. So to avoid this happening to you, the key is to get your paperwork in good order. Do not begin your search until you have everything prepared. Abiding to the strategy that I'm about to advise you on will save you time and help you avoid the frustration that a lot of people end up facing. So, what type of paperwork do you need to prepare? In most cases, the paperwork is quite standard, which I'm going to advise you on. That's the good news. However, there are cases and circumstances where you'll need extra paperwork than I'm going to talk about. For example, if you're a new immigrant to the country, landlords may ask for additional paperwork. Or if you're self-employed, there may be some additional hoops that you have to jump through. But we're going to look at a typical case where you're Canadian resident, you're Canadian citizen, and you've been employed, salary employed, for several years in the country. Given that, the first type of documentation you need to have is you need to have your letter of employment. This is very important. Every applicant who's applying for lease needs to provide an official letter from their employer. That letter must specify several things, including the current date, your salary, your position, and the period of your employment. Okay, this is very important. Now, as a sidebar, if you're self-employed and you can't provide a letter of employment, you're going to need to provide 2 years of notices of assessment. These are 2 years of your tax returns. Okay? Now let's move on to the second important piece of paperwork, credit report. You will need for every applicant on the lease. So if you're a couple, you're going to need to include 2 credit reports then. And as I mentioned in the first point, it's going to be 2 letters of employment. You're going to need to provide this type of paperwork for every applicant. As far as credit report is concerned, you're going to need to download that credit report from Equifax, and it has to include the score. Currently in the year of 2014, it costs about $24 to download that score for yourself. Okay, it's very important. What are the type of scores people are looking for? Generally, if it's 600 and above, your agent will be able to help you. When it's less than 600, it's still possible, but we have to explain what happened to your credit to drive the numbers so low. The third important piece of paperwork are recent pay stubs. For those of you who are employed, salary employed, you need to provide at least 3 most recent pay stubs. And that's very important because nowadays landlords are asking for additional paperwork to go above and beyond the letters of employment because those are easy to forge. So providing those pay stubs is critical. The fourth piece of paperwork is the rental application. That's easy. We at Condo Planet can easily provide you that application. It's a 1-page form that you need to fill out in full, and you need to remember to definitely sign and date it at the bottom. The last piece of identification is going to be photo ID. Many landlords are asking for at least a single piece of photo ID to verify that you are indeed the person that's applying for the lease. As such, we ask to provide a copy of that photo identification. It could be anything, for example, like driver's license or passport. Those are very common sources of identification and they work well. Once you have all of this paperwork ready, just provide it to your Condo Planet representative. We at Condo Planet will be happy to help you then. We'll verify that all the paperwork is in good order, and then we'll begin your search for that dream condo. If you have any questions, you can reach us here at condoplanet.ca. Thank you.